Well, good morning, folks. This is the last video of today. I've done 8. Well, this will be the 8th. It's been a load on the new releases from Bloody Miniatures, and it's the new one of the earlier period or early part of the 17th century. Yeah, cracking set, absolute cracking set of models. I think you'll agree with me. For those of you who've watched the previous 7 videos today. For those of you who don't know, it's called Treason and Plot, the Bloody Jacobeans is the entire range if you want to buy them as a set. Or you can buy individual packs, which I've gone through in the previous videos. So I want to point out again, I have not been sponsored by Richard from Bloody Miniatures or had my arm shoved up my back or anything like that to do these reviews. I just thought, new set of figures that have come out, get them out to people, the content out to people about them. And yeah, it's all in all, they're a cracking set of figures. Very, very, very good quality castings. Lovely character to every single model in there. Different range or different period that most people probably haven't touched, I don't think, on the Wargames market. So many ideas, so many things you can do with them. Obviously you've got the gunpowder plot, you've got the hunting out of the Catholic priests, you've got any other plots or anything to do with people testing the king and being disloyal. You've also got the tail end of the Border Reavers at this period as well, which is something I'll touch on in a short while. But yeah, my honest opinion is wonderful set of figures, wonderful castings, and I really do recommend them to people. Yeah, so much use. If you're not interested in the period, that's fine. But again, this is just my own thoughts on the figures. Now, if Richard or whoever from Bloody Miniatures is watching this, which I hope you are, here's a few thoughts that I'd like to see, or if the range becomes popular, that you could think of doing for this is, obviously you've got over in the colonies, i.e. America, you're semi-established there. What I'd like to see is some Native Americans possibly to fight against them, which I think would make it something interesting as well. To flesh out the range for the Great Britain at the time, you've got, like I mentioned earlier, the tail end of the Border Reavers, where James I virtually smashed the existence of them. Broke all their power up there on the borders. So some latter Border Reavers foot and mounted, I think would be great. Now, for the foot and mounted, I'd personally like to see foot and mounted figures matching. I know Richard does the mounted stuff in packs of 3s and footer in 4. So whether you could do 4 foot figures, of which 2 riders of a rider pack match 2 of them and 1 from another pack of figures on foot, so you get 3 figures that match to the packs of the 3 mounted figures you do, if that makes sense. So you get plenty of character foot mounted as well, plus some on foot, because a lot of the borders at this time, people were still fighting heavily on foot. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Made a set of Border Reaver leaders, maybe some henchmen, maybe some lower rank fellows as well. To back that up, maybe some civilian women and men as well for up on the borders of that period. I think would be very nice. So that's your Border Reaver. You could have a mounted lord with a bit of a retinue, or his what they used to call them garrison men or something like that, which is like privately owned armies, which would be nice. I mean, the tail end of it, the kit's completely different, or majoritively the clothing and everything started to change at that period. So again, something else that could be looked into, and obviously more packs to go along the side, alongside what you've already got. What you do, I haven't got a clue, Richard, but again, it would be nice to see this expand. I hope it pays off for you. I hope there is interest for you on this range. Yeah, you certainly got my support. But yeah, well, once again, folks, yeah, thank you. If you haven't seen the previous videos to this, do check the channel out. For some strange reason, on a tablet, I can't work out how to put everything in a playlist. So unfortunately, with it being a no frills channel, you'll have to search through what I've got on content. So I apologise for that. It's going to be a while before I can afford to get a laptop or anything like that where I can edit and things. Yeah, plus I've got to work it all out. Being a Luddite, that should be fun. I mean, I'm now getting the hang of doing these. So, I'm not finding this a struggle anymore. But, yeah. But once again, for those of you who've been following the channel, thank you very much. For those of you who haven't, please like, subscribe. That costs you nothing. Hit the notification bell, thumbs up, wherever it is. Yeah, please do that, because it'll be much appreciated. It gives me more inspiration to do stuff. Yeah, I also do fantasy stuff, so for those of you that don't like that, we just skip the videos or don't tune in for that video. But please stay on the channel, because I will be doing historical stuff as well. I do both. As far as I'm concerned, wargaming is wargaming. I don't have a hard barrier towards fantasy stuff. It's each to their own, and I enjoy both. So that's what the channel's about. It still will remain no frills till I can sort anything else out. But yeah, so once again, folks, thanks for tuning in. I hope I've hit you with enough content today. I hope you all enjoy it. And once again, thanks very much. And enjoy the rest of your day and your hobbying. So cheers, folks.